Thank you guys for joining today. Today we are talking about holiday prep. Again, it is the third week, and I'm so glad that you are joining us today. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty here. As you notice, it is just me today. So if you haven't seen me before, I'm Courtney Bell. I am the marketing director at GetHealthy and have been for about 4 years. My background is in design and marketing, and have a background also master's in education and neuroscience. So today I will be taking you through our holiday prep. If you do have any questions along the way, feel free to hop in the chat, raise your hand, Q&A. There are a lot of different options for you. So we'll go ahead and jump right in here. So to review a little bit, we do have the previous sessions on YouTube if you want to watch them. Week 1, we talked about planning from just getting started, talking about how hard it is to just get started sometimes, so giving you a few tips of getting out of the mud, if you will. Week 2, we talked about preparing and setting up your campaign and talked about getting assets and pictures and images, that sort of thing. And then this week, we're talking about how to incorporate what we've given you. Last week, we also talked about bundles and coupon codes and how to set those up. So again, if you need a little guidance on that, we gave a background on it last week. Go into George. If you don't know how to do that, just a little recap, you'll want to go into George, and he's our little chatbot in the back office. And George can help you set up a bundle or a coupon code. So you'll want to have that prepared for today, or again, if you want to go back and watch these sessions and repeat this session. So just to review, we've already kind of gone through establishing a topic for your campaign, establishing a timeline. You'll want to go through this checklist if you are running a campaign, establishing your offer, setting up your bundles, setting up your discount codes, and getting your assets ready. So if you are just joining us today, then we're going to talk about how to grab the right links and to use those assets that you already have and what you can do with them, where to put them, that sort of thing, and then some tips about scheduling out your content. So let's hop right in. So if you don't have images, so that's something we covered last week. Again, I won't go through what you should be using for images, but again, if you're ready to kind of dive in with us, then have those ready, and we're going to talk about what we'll do with them next. But I do want to reiterate that you can use images that we give you. So downloading them into a Google Drive folder if you do have them on your end. So say last week you were going through the training and you decided to step into Canva, or you decided to work with a marketing person or a designer to help you with the assets, then I would recommend organizing everything into a single Google Drive and then going ahead and dropping that drive into maybe a Google Sheet or just a Word document. And so everything's kind of in one place. So we do have assets for you that you can use. But one thing I wanted to show you also is what you could be doing from an example perspective here. So this is just a simple Google Doc that I put together for this example today. So say you wanted to kind of review what we've done already. Say you wanted to do your campaign over Black Friday. You want your theme to be the holiday gift guide. Kind of, this is a little template you could use to follow up on those steps. But like I said, if you want to pull your content in, then what I would recommend is I'm going to pull up this drive that we actually give you. And I'll show you kind of how to download these assets that we give you. So in September, we talked about, we sent you an email and it had Candida and parasite assets in it. So We give you a marketing homepage one. We give you a post one. So this is for Facebook or Instagram if you want to use that. And then we also give you a stories one. So if you like Instagram stories or Facebook stories, you can download this. So what I would do if I were you and I wanted to keep all this organized is I would copy this into your Google spreadsheet here, your Google Doc, and just put that in there so everything is in one place. But for the purposes of this, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I've downloaded all these, because we're going to download and then upload back into wherever we go. So like I said, if you want to stay with us, this is very workshop heavy, and you're welcome to, we'll send you a recording of this so you can slow it down if you need to, but we are going to be kind of getting into the nitty gritty here. So again, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to chat them in, or you can always ask us afterwards. So if I go back to my presentation here, so now I've got my images ready. Now I need to make a plan of where I'm going to put those images and where I'm going to post them, right? So what I would recommend here is that you don't, you kind of avoid getting overwhelmed, because this can be very overwhelming if you're not used to it. Pick one place. So pick something you're already used to doing, whether it's Facebook, whether it's blogging or Instagram, or even if you're really good at your marketing homepage now, that's a great place to start. So, posting is an option. Sending an email, that's something that most people are obviously very familiar with, but if you're not as familiar with using a marketing software and you're more familiar with social, then just do one or the other. Now, if you are a little more advanced, obviously you can go ahead and tie all this together, your marketing homepage, your social posts, your email, everything can kind of tie together and you can have this really nice flow to everything. So what I would recommend for if you're doing an email, make sure that you also, you kind of figure out where you're going to link, and we'll go to that in a second. But then again, have your dates in mind and kind of think about where you're going to post. So if you have that in mind, then go ahead and put that on your doc and just document everything: Facebook, blog, email, whatever you're going to be doing. So there are a few different ways that you can actually schedule these out, and you can actually make it a little bit easier for yourself to do this and plan it out. One way is that so say if we go with email as an example, a lot of the marketing email softwares that are out there will have a schedule feature. So if you go ahead and create a new campaign or create a new email, then you can go ahead and schedule this out. So say you're doing it you've decided on your dates and you're doing it for Black Friday. You've decided you want to release everything on one day and you want to do it on the 15th of November. Decide on that day and schedule everything out for them. You can even schedule out your social posts by going and using different softwares. So we'll go over that specifically in a minute, but you'll want to grab your links and schedule it out strategically. And the way that you can do this is, again, start with one thing. If it's too overwhelming for you to do email, post, blog, all of it, start with one thing, start with your marketing homepage, whatever it may be. But if you are sending someone to a certain place, keep in mind the level of awareness. So say you are posting to Facebook, for instance, and it's just a group or it's just a page. They're two different things. If you have a group, you're talking about different, people who are more involved in what you're doing. Maybe you know them better. Maybe you talk to them all the time. So they're super aware and trust you already. So you want to kind of grab their attention by maybe closing the sale more directly. And what I mean by more directly is grabbing a more direct link to your store so that when you post to that group, then it's going to go more directly to the cart so that they're already ready to purchase. Because if you don't know someone and they're already selling you something, and we've covered this in previous sessions, but if you don't know someone very well and they're just sending you a link to just go straight to a cart, you're likely not going to convert that cart. You're not going to purchase it because you have no idea who they are, or you have no idea anything about them. And even if you did, maybe you don't trust them yet. So really think about where you could be landing people in the buying process. A lot of people will just grab their general store link, say it's not a particular product link or it's not a buy now link, but they'll use that a lot. And that's really good for being on the kind of the outer end of awareness where people are just getting to know you. You can send them your basic store link and that's good enough. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if I were to go to, this is our kind of demo store here. If I were to go here and I was going to send my store link to somebody and they don't know me that well, but they're kind of intrigued and we've talked maybe a few times and maybe they're kind of interested in learning more about your sale or about products on your store, then you can kind of send them your overall store link. Now, maybe you're doing a consultation or you're doing a one-on-one session with someone and you're actually recommending a particular product, then you might want to actually click into the link for that to the product detail page is what we call it, and grab that link because it's actually directing them straight there. Now, if they're actually ready to go and ready to purchase, then you can take them even further into the buying process, which is putting them straight into the cart with this product. And the way that you do that, which is what I would recommend for a marketing campaign, because hopefully all of the materials that you're giving and the trust and the authority that you have are helping to for the audience to be able to kind of already be on that road with you and ready to convert, right? Ready to purchase whatever you're sending. You want to use something called a buy now link. So the way that you can make that is that you'll want to grab the SKU. So say I wanted to send a buy now link for this Algae Omega. All of the SKU names are on the front end of your store. So if you go to your main store and you just click any product, you'll be able to grab that SKU. So I just clicked copy. And what I'll want to do is I'll actually want to go back to my homepage and I'm going to adjust my URL up here so that it's clean. It just is my regular GetHealthy URL. I want to put a /sales/buy now /? equals SKU. Oops, SKU equals, sorry. And then I'm going to paste that SKU into the search bar with the rest of this. Now we do have videos on how to make this. And again, we can always go through this with you at any point. But this is a way, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to highlight this so I don't lose it. And I'm going to copy it just in case. And then I'm going to press enter and I'll show you what this does. So this adds the Algae Omega into the cart. You can see it here. It's already there, ready to go. So because I've grabbed this link, I have it ready for my campaign and I can send it in a social post. I can send it in my email. I can send it wherever I'd like to send it, right? So if you're running a sales campaign, I would recommend this kind of link because it's the most direct and it's going to convert people the fastest. You want as little steps in between adding products to the cart and to the checkout as possible. So people, when they're ready to go, they can just easily purchase, right? So that's something I want to have. So I would probably, if I were you, go back and say, okay, I'd like to post that on Facebook. I'm going to put it right here. So, and again, you can kind of think about the right method for you. This is just my suggestion. Oh, good question, Troy. Yeah, so that's something that we can help you with. One way that I would recommend that you customize your storefront is by using Canva. Canva is a really, really great tool. It's super easy to use. We can send you the specs for the marketing homepage, and you can go in and create really beautiful Canva images and drag and drop them into the marketing homepage. And we have marketing homepage training materials too. So actually, if we have time today, I might be able to show you an example of that. But if not, definitely make sure and get with your account manager, or you can email marketing at GetHealthy.store, just marketing at GetHealthy.store, and we can help you with that as well. And thank you. I hope that we can definitely help you make yours just as beautiful. Of course. So let's get back to, so you can schedule your email. Again, like that one's kind of self-explanatory. If you have used marketing software, then, or if you are using marketing software, or if you're working with a team, they'll know how to schedule this out. As far as the blog goes, you can schedule out blog content as well. So if you wanted to create a Hubspot blog or a Squarespace blog, I know that they allow you to actually schedule your blog post. So if you didn't want to start promoting this until a certain date, then you can schedule that out. So again, you don't have to do this live all the time. And what I love about it is, hopefully the idea is this can be sort of running on its own while you are with your family during the holidays, right? And hopefully everything runs smoothly and you just don't even have to worry about it. Your blog can be released, your posts can be released, your email can be released, and you just sit back. So as long as you have your linking right, and I would always recommend going through and double checking all your links and all your posts and everything beforehand. But as long as that's right, then you shouldn't have a problem. So another way to schedule out actual social posts is going through HubSpot. HubSpot does have an actual, you may not have it built in, but if you do have HubSpot, they have different levels. So if you do get a certain level, I believe it's the Marketing Hub, then you can actually schedule posts within HubSpot. You can also schedule posts within Canva. So again, Canva is an amazing tool. You can get a pro plan for I think it's $12.99 or $14.99 a month. And then you can also schedule out your posts, you just want to connect all your social accounts or just one. Again, if you're just comfortable with doing one at a time, just start with one and go ahead and start scheduling that out after you create it. So Hootsuite is another one where it's kind of a one-to-many. So these are things that you can just Google. They're super easy to use, super easy to sign up, and they allow you to have this kind of flexibility with just scheduling things and not having to worry all the time about posting. And eventually you can get to the point where, maybe this is your first try at a campaign, but eventually you can start really getting ahead of the game and have your whole year planned out and everything is scheduled for you. How amazing is that? So going to the next point here, make sure that everything matches. So if you are ready to go beyond just one, say, image, and you want to post to not only your email, but to your social, to your marketing homepage, then make sure that everything looks consistent and looks the same. And make sure that the messaging is all the same so that your customers can have a really, really good experience when they go to your store and when they go to your social posts and everything, they're not lost and it's super easy for them. And then again, make your team aware. So if you do have a team, maybe it's just you, but if you do have a team, say you work in an office, then it would be really, really nice to make them aware that there's this online sale going on. You could even print something out for it at your office, maybe a business card or something like that. And tell your entire team to start talking about it. Say, we have this sale coming up, kind of like you would do in the office. If you have had inventory in the office before, I'm sure you've done that. And if not, it's a great way. It's a great way to kind of get everyone involved. And your staff can check people out with your admin. So there's a lot of different tools that you can use so that you can not only increase your sales just online, but in your office too. So we do have a little bit of time. So what I will do here is I'll go ahead and run through updating your marketing homepage. So I have my assets here that I downloaded. And, if I'm going to put in an email, that's pretty easy. If anything, you can type up an email and send it out. You don't even have to drag in an image if you're not comfortable with that. But if you are, it just makes everything better. But you may not be as familiar with the marketing homepage. So if you're not, I'm going to run through how to update this. So you should have a gear on the top right-hand corner of your admin, and it says Manage Homepage on the dropdown. You'll want to click that. And you'll see different sections here. And they represent the different sections on the homepage. So if I go back to that homepage, let's refresh this. If I go back here, I'll see the different sections. So you'll see this women and children section is the call out section. So you'll see call outs here, that's what that represents, and so on and so forth. So what I like to do or recommend for you, if you're having a campaign, is to update your sliders here. So these are kind of the biggest, real estate that you have. So I would take advantage of it for your promotions. Again, you have the freedom to swap in and swap out anything you want at any time. It's all in your control. So I would definitely encourage making sure that it's all up to date. It has all of your, group programs or anything that you're doing at the time updated, because some people, like I said, just like to direct people to that homepage because it looks so great and it is a great tool. So I'm going to go to the slider section here. And you can see here, there's a toggle. This means that it's active and you can see it on the front page. So that's good. I'm going to go to the edit button and I'm going to go ahead and add another picture here. So you see here it says drag image. So you can actually just drag an image here. Let's see if it'll let me do this. So I've got my little marketing homepage download here. Oh. See if it'll let me drag it. I'm going to make this smaller. Maybe that'll help. Well, it's not letting me drag it because it's in a different browser, but that's okay. All I need to do is find it. So I'm going to find it in my files. Bear with me. I'll put it in my desktop files, users, and there it is. So I'm going to drop it in here, and there it is. And if I wanted to delete it, I would use this little triangle here with the exclamation point in the middle, but I don't want to delete it, obviously. I'll go ahead and click on it to add a link. So again, obviously this asset doesn't really go along with the product that I was using before, but if it did, then I would go back to my master sheet here. I would go ahead and grab this link and I would paste it in here. This is a caption, meaning that if you hover over this image on the front of the homepage, then it will pop up with something. So you can say, shop my favorite products here, whatever you'd like to say. You do have the ability, which is really nice, to expose this particular image on desktop or mobile. So see, I clicked on both of those to make sure that they're both checked, but you can X that out if you like and make it available for desktop or mobile. So everything looks good here. So I'm going to go ahead and X out. And then I'm going to scroll back up and press save. And you can either do preview, or I was already looking at it over here. So I'm going to just pop back over there and reload my page. Let's see what it comes up with. So it should be live immediately. And I'm going to click on this and it looks like it is. And I click shop now and it takes me to the cart. So that's looking good. Troy, you're going to go to the gear on the top right-hand corner and you're going to go to manage homepage. Now I know you're one of our original accounts, so you may not have it yet. So let me know if you don't, and we can get it activated for you. So just let me know. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to get you connected with someone after this so we can get that activated for you. We may need to talk to you about upgrading your plan. Of course. So yeah, but I would definitely do this. Make sure that this is coordinating when you run a campaign. Again, look into Hootsuite or Hubspot or anything else that you might feel comfortable with, and you can schedule all this out ahead of time and make it super easy on you. We do have 1 minute left. So if you do have questions, feel free to email us. Again, marketing@gethealthy.store. And we can kind of dive in a little bit deeper with you if you'd like. We can help you explore any of these options, but we really want it to be easy for you. So going back to next week, what we'll be talking about next week is, let's skip that one. So we're going to be talking about a little bit deeper into the linking strategy. So I'll show you some more examples of linking on social, linking on a blog, linking on your email. So we'll actually dive in really, really deep next week to see more examples of this and maybe give you a few more tips and tricks about how to do that. We are out of time today though. So again, if you have any questions, email us, email your account manager, and thank you so much for joining today. Have a good rest of your day.